Live from the Heart and Mind Studios in beautiful Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's another episode of Seriously Mental with Chris Shaw. Tonight's guest, as always, Seriously Mental is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Member. Now please welcome your host, comedian, and peer support specialist, Chris Shaw.
Whoa! Huh?
Live
What about
from the
that?
Heartline Studios in beautiful
We
Minneapolis,
have really
Minnesota.
upped our number from
It's
the
another
audience
episode of
member
Serious-
to a plethora of a handful of people. Literally a hand. Like when you would do those hands, like those turkeys, you know, in school, or when you go to Uptown and you see people with their hair like that. You're like, how'd you get that up there? It's, from childhood. How are you this evening? Hey, welcome to another episode of Seriously Mental. Seriously? Oh, okay. Yeah, seriously. Seriously Mental, where we talk about serious issues around mental health, mental wellness, suicide prevention, addiction, and other things of that nature. And yet we try and have a little fun because you know what? It's about life and it's about living life. And that's why we're here. We're here to have a little fun tonight. We have some great guests. I'm so excited. What a week I've had since last week's show, which I think was an incredible success. We had a lot of feedback about our guest from last week. Melissa, who came to us from the, what was the name of that place? The Diversity Institute in Minneapolis. So that was an incredible talk. We took the whole hour and talked about all sorts of things. And then I went on with my week. You know, I try and do things. I had to travel a little bit. That wasn't me in the background there. I don't know what that was, Gabriel, but oh boy. Yeah, he thinks I'm not going to see that stuff. He slips it in. You know, this is not your regular TV channels, people. You are tuned in on some kind of face nut Twitter business tube of you. It's all about you. But what a week. So I had to travel. You know, I'm trying not to travel very much, and there's a lot of restrictions in some of the hotels around. But I found this little. I was in a small town, so this little hotel that was, boy, it was not worth the money I saved on it. I don't want to say that their customer service was bad, but I called down to the front desk and I said, excuse me, ma'am, I got a leak in my sink. She says, go ahead. I don't understand. What? All right. Well, thank you. Maybe I will. So what do we, isn't it nice? We almost have summer-like weather compared to last 2 weeks here, right? We have an 80-degree swing in temperature for you people who don't live here. Yeah, Texas, it got a little cold down there, didn't it? Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? It was 40 below here last week, okay? You could go out and write your name in the snow by urinating and hang it up on the wall like a sign. And it's like, Chris, how'd you dot that I? That's amazing. So it was cold, man. I tell you, I'm not a big fan of that kind of weather. And pipes freeze, and my car wouldn't start, and it was quite a challenge. So we do wish the best for those people down in Texas as they are working to get their electricity back on. I can't imagine going that many days without electricity. Imagine you would miss this unless you had your cell phone out, I guess, which you could pick up. Yeah, so somebody's already written in and said, where's his suit? I don't have a suit today. I've gone casual because we have the Kindness Krew here tonight. And this is a shirt that I got from the Kindness Krew back when we first hung out. Be kind, right? That's what it's all about. All we have to do is try and be a little kinder to each other because we don't know what's in people's past, right? We don't know what somebody's been through. We're going to talk to them tonight about what they do as middle schoolers to really spread this feeling of being better to each other as human beings, and how that makes a difference both in our wellness and people's mental health, especially during this time of challenge with school. And then for music, a real treat for myself and hopefully for you, my good friend Pete McCauley of many musical endeavors, including Eddie Mack, and for a while, McCauley and Shaw. We were out there doing it as a duo, yeah, knocking them dead. And he's going to play some of his music tonight. We might even bang out a couple of songs from the old days. You never know. So that's where we're at. We're going to get on with the show. Please stick around. Little commercial message coming up, and then we'll be back with Seriously Mental. Thanks.
It's okay to think you're in a toxic relationship with the world right now.
It's okay to feel like your world is changing.
It's okay if it's hard to find the words to express how you feel.
It's okay to feel like you just want to become someone else.
It's okay if you're panicking over an inability to control your life right now.
It's okay to have trouble maintaining your normal routine while staying home.
It's okay if you're feeling more cynical than usual.
It's okay if you want to curse more than you usually do.
It's okay to wear your favorite tank top several days in a row.
It's okay to miss your job.
It's okay to just stay quiet.
It's okay to be depressed.
It's okay to talk to your cats like they understand what you're saying.
It's okay not to feel the most fabulous right now.
It's okay.
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 How are you tonight? Hey, Chris Shaw here, Seriously Mental. Welcome back. It's okay to not be okay. I love these commercials we're getting to use for this show. I'm here with my good friend Algie. Algie, how you doing tonight?
I'm okay.
I've been practicing my ventriloquism.
Oh, I love it here. This is great. Why do you have your hand in my shirt? I don't know.
Okay, we'll work on that. We're going to leave him here. You just keep an eye on things, Algie. Excellent. So here we are, once again, from our studios in beautiful downtown Minneapolis, where several of those people left work tonight without turning the lights off. Come on, you know, there's people in Texas who would just wish for your electricity. Take the time. And this star right here, where is it? This, no, I'm on this side. No, I can't, oh, here it is. This star right here, on Groupon, I bought that, and I got to name it for half off. That was amazing. Buy your, which you can do really incredible things. I'm not pushing Groupon or anything like that, but hey, you know, you got time while you're sitting at home. Got other things I dropped on the floor. Oh, I was talking to the ladies earlier from the Kindness Krew about what they're doing for school when you have to be at home and things like that. Reading, I'm not a big reader, so I tried to listen to those books on tape. What do you call them? Audiobooks. They're like, books on tape. What the heck is that? Oh, audiobook. Oh, Chris, you are so old. But what I was telling them is children's books, it's great that you can have those children's books, long car rides. They don't always carry over as well. I bought, when I was on the road last week, I bought Where's Waldo on tape, and sucked. Tell you, I'll be honest with you. It was basically 20 minutes of silence, and then you hear a little voice. There he is. Yeah, 1999. No, not worth it. And with that, I think what we're going to do is get right into the show. I thought Gabriel came out. He was rushing the stage here, and oh boy. So Guess what? I am so excited about our first guest tonight. I met these gals, what was it, about 2-3 years ago, I think, when we heard about some of the efforts that they were doing in Wisconsin. And they are from the St. Croix Central Middle School, and began this program, and that's in Hammond, Wisconsin, in case you were wondering. One of I guess, gateway to Eau Claire, something like that. It's Hammond, it's a past Somerset. If you drive over the bridge there, and look it up, Google it. I'll take a moment. Go ahead, Google it. But I want you to welcome, please, Sammy, Peyton, and Kaylin from the Kindness Krew. Please welcome them. Oh my gosh, there they are right there. Like peas in a pod. I love it. How are you ladies tonight?
Good. We're good.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you made the trip all the way out here. Tell me, well, first off, tell our audience what the Kindness Krew is and what came about that had you start this idea.
Well, we started in 2018, and so I wanted to create a safe place for people or kids, or anybody really, who has they've been going through a rough time or have been bullied, which I never realized what bullying can do to you until I was bullied, and it was really hard on me. I was made fun of for wearing my deceased grandpa's shirt, and it was just something that was really hard on me. So I just wanted to make somebody, at least make one person's day, and make somebody feel like they have a safe place where they can talk to somebody or they can go,
That's incredible. That's incredible. And I was bullied as a kid, but it was physical punching bullying. You don't realize how broad bullying can be psychologically and emotionally. That can take a toll, like you said, that you just feel less than yourself. So what made you think that this should become kind of a group activity and get other people involved?
I just think that having a group to support you, it feels good to have people that support you in the decisions you're making, and it just really makes an impact to have more people around the school that have the same thoughts, that want the same thing for everybody. And so,
Yeah. And so we're first introduce who else we have with you tonight.
This is Peyton, if she can talk.
Hi, Peyton. She's the shy one of the group. That's okay, Peyton. There's nothing wrong with being shy.
I'm not shy.
Oh, well.
I just don't want to talk.
Yeah. Are you saving yourself for something big that you have to share with us? Don't sink into the couch there. We'll have to pull you out with a plunger.
You're so tall.
I know we could have put a phone book, but nobody has phone books anymore. You'd be sitting on my phone. And so that's Peyton, and
I'm Kaylin.
Hi, Kaylin. And now, so tell me your roles within the group, ladies. All three of you.
So president, kind of like the founder, if you say.
So you started this idea, and you founded this club, and how did you bring these to it?
We sat down and we wrote ideas in a notebook, and we never thought that it would actually be this big.
I remember being in my room, and sitting on a sitting at my little desk, and I was just jotting down so many different things, and my brain was going all over the place, and Kaylin was just like, okay, Sammy, you just keep thinking what.
And what were those ideas? Were they things that you could do kind for other people, or were they things that you wanted to incorporate into the group?
I really wish I brought the notebook with me, because I still have them. But I just know it was kind of the same stuff, like I said, just having a place where people can come and feel safe, because it's just a really crazy world out there that everybody, there's just so many, and especially the biggest thing right now is, even for middle schoolers, is political beliefs, and people are getting so
Really?
emotional and like.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, I think we've had a season here, and I guess we could say a presidency where people really began to draw sides, and I didn't realize that even in middle school. Now I have a high school son, and politically he is like the quickest guy to be able to switch the channel off when he sees something political. But people are taking that, and do you think that is part of where people are feeling kind of separated from each other and divided?
Yeah, because people, they just can't agree. It's just, it's hard to explain until you kind of feel it when you're at school and you just feel like you can't say what you want to say without being just beaten down.
Yep.
It's really hard. So I just wanted to make a place where even if you have a different belief than me, you can talk to me about whatever it is that's on your mind. And it's just, that's my main goal, is to make somebody feel like they have a place to be safe and talk about what's really on their mind.
Okay. Well, and Peyton, why don't you tell me, you do this at school. How did the school feel about bringing an organization like this within the school? Do you feel like the administration accepts what you're trying to do there?
Well, our teacher that led it on Wednesdays, she said that she wanted it not to be a big thing, so we just let her go.
I remember.
I hope she's not.
You let her go.
Does anybody else remember this? I remember saying we wanted to do that mental health where you came to the church and you showed that document. We wanted to do that, but we said the word suicide, the keyword suicide, and everybody they just shut down. They're like, that's inappropriate. Why would you say that? And we're like, what?
And what they're referring to is the heart and mind connection. We were a couple of years ago, before it came out on video, we had gotten the rights to do screenings of the movie Suicide: The Ripple Effect, which is the Kevin Hines story, and it's very powerful, and it's great about what's that?
I lost you for a second.
You lost me. I lost me. I'll tell you. But it's a powerful movie, and we have been bringing it around the Midwest and doing screenings of it. And you're right, in talking to school districts, I think that's where we found the most pushback, almost in as if they thought they were protecting kids from hearing this word suicide. And yet we know that for youth, between the ages and 10 and 24, it's the second leading cause of death in our country. Where do you think their heads were at in trying to say, no, we don't think this is a good thing for our school?
I honestly, I don't know what they were really thinking, because it's just kind of hard to explain. I just remember it being so I was like, why is it it's of course a really sad and unfortunate thing, but why would it be something that we don't want to raise awareness for and make people feel like there are people that are here for you, and that, because when we're keeping it all inside and we're not raising awareness, what are those people going to feel like when they're sitting there feeling like they want to take their own life, and there's nobody there that they can really feel like, I don't have a safe place, these people don't know what's going on, these people don't understand what I'm going through,
I think it opens up kind of a box of worms there, that if we start talking about it, then we have to talk about it more. And there's adults who aren't comfortable with the subject. And you guys know what the word is that people deal with, the big S word.
Oh.
Yes, that's right.
Why did I not know that? I was like,
and that can be a problem, right? People are like, oh my gosh, if we talk about suicide, and we might make somebody suicidal. Yeah. And that's not how it works, right? So I think it's amazing. That was a couple of years ago. What have you been able to do within the school now with this group? And where has it kind of grown to?
We've just done, because of COVID, it's just been kind of, there's a lot of limits now that there's not as many things we can do. So we've just done little things to make people's day. Like, I remember just last week, yeah, you can talk.
Yeah.
Last week on Wednesday, we served breakfast for all the teachers. And this girl that we know donated like a bunch of Starbucks cups and like a bunch of coffee. So we brought it to school, and thank goodness we actually got to get Starbucks. But and then the teachers were like really happy, and we were passing out like kindness notes to all the teachers, and they were grabbing stacks to give to all the kids.
That's amazing.
They were just little like encouraging, because just those little things I feel like can make a whole person's day.
Yeah, and Caitlin, did they expect that? Did they know it was coming, or did you take them by surprise?
The principal told them that we were going to serve breakfast because they don't like eat before.
Oh,
but
sure.
I don't think they're expecting the cards, because I think it kind of made their day, because
they weren't expecting that much either.
They thought you were just going to leave like a box of donuts from. And
a lot of fruit
you did a deal, right? You did
it was
right up.
It was.
That's great, because we think so much about, what are the teachers doing to reach out to the students at this point during COVID, but nobody really often thinks about those teachers are struggling as well, and it's been hard for them for the past year. Can you believe it's been a year since we went into lockdown? Just about?
Just like yesterday. It was
Yeah. Oh boy, I want to hear more about the things that you do and the plans that you have, and I want to talk about what COVID has been like for you guys when we come back, okay? We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with the ladies from Kindness Krew. Stick around.
As we weather the COVID-19 pandemic, remember to not only take care of your physical health, but also your mental health. The pandemic news and uncertainty can trigger feelings of loneliness, despair, and hopelessness. You might also feel irritable or on edge, especially given all the changes that have occurred in a short period of time. Good self-care is the key to reduce anxiety and keep your spirits high. While so many of our normal activities are disrupted, practice kindness. Be patient with your loved ones. Eat healthy. Avoid turning to addictive substances. Get enough sleep and move. Physical exercise is good for mind and body. You will feel better for it. Let's fight COVID-19 together.
Welcome back to Seriously Mental. We're here with the ladies from the Kindness Krew, Sammy, Peyton, and Kaylin. And the Kindness Krew is an organization that started over in Wisconsin, Hammond, not to be confused with the organ, or Oregon. What am I talking about? St. Croix Central Middle School. So we're talking about a group of middle schoolers here who came up with this idea that, hey, maybe we just be kind to each other, and that can make a heck of a difference. It's a start to really changing somebody's day. So ladies, tell me first tell me how many members you have at this point.
When we were able to go into the classrooms and stuff, we had a lot, like maybe like 12, but since COVID and stuff, we haven't been able to like meet in person. So
it's kind of unsure.
Yeah.
Are you reaching out to the members in some way and trying to encourage other people to know what you're doing?
We have a group chat that we talk on.
Nice. So this isn't going to last forever. We're going to get a vaccine. We're going to get back out in public. We're going to get to do things with people again. What kind of plans do you have for your group, for events and things like that as we move farther into 2021?
We just kind of want to make it, I know it's really big right now, but we want to just make it even bigger. Bigger the better, just to spread as much awareness as we can. And we want to be able to raise enough money for the Heart and Mind Connection to come and train SCC students.
What?
For
That's amazing. Oh, Algie, they really like us. Oh, no, we've talked about that and doing and bringing some of the mental health first aid training for youth, and now it's out there for teens, where we can actually come into schools and bring that to the students.
I feel like that would be a really good idea, because especially nowadays, I feel like because of all the social media and how easy it is to text people and just say such hurtful things when you're having a bad day, it can just it can impact somebody so much. And I just think that a lot of teens are struggling with a lot of different things, and we just want to again make it bigger and have you guys have training, and just I feel like it would just be a really good way to spread awareness and make people feel. My biggest one is make people feel like they can say what they want to say, and like you said, it's okay to not be okay.
Yep, and that they matter. You know, and when you talk about that divisive, whether it be politics or religion or anything like that, as students your age come into the ages you are, you begin to develop these ideas about what you believe in, things like that, and it should be okay to have those conversations. You said something about how easy it is with communication to text something hurtful, and yet isn't it odd or sad that people find it such a challenge to text and reach out for help, to just send somebody a message and say, "Well, I'm having a really hard day today." And that's kind of the reaching out that we hope that we can all do for each other. The idea that you have behind this is incredible. Hammond Middle School right now, what would you like to see this become in your district, in your area?
Do you guys want to talk? You should say some stuff.
Say something.
Next year, me and Sammy are going into high school, so Peyton will probably take over. But we want to still probably bring it to the high school. Continue it. So we'll have both schools, and maybe,
It'll just be a great big kindness flood.
Your whole district just being kind to each other, walking around. Earlier this year, beginning of January, we at the Heart and Mind Connection, because we've run into so many groups in schools, there's a lot of great groups out there, school-based, either support or advocacy and awareness groups like this, that we put together the first of its kind summit for students like these young ladies here to come together and kind of talk to groups from other high schools, other middle schools, and have a conversation about what's working for their group, what they'd like to try. And so there were some interesting people on that. We talked to the Heart group from Mountain View schools, and there's also a Heart group at Metonka. But I know there's things like the Green Bandana Club has gotten very popular. That started in Wisconsin. So that's a group that's getting a lot of traction, the You Matter group. So there are a lot of these groups out there. I think this networking, you're being able to connect with other groups like that, could really make a difference. And so I like that. What do you think about that idea, being the one now who's going to kind of take it over in the middle school? Are you ready to kind of drive this home once you get people back in class together?
Yeah, so I have a really good friend that I've known for a really long time. Her name is Riley. And
Hi, Riley.
I was planning for her to do it with me, like how those two are.
Yeah.
And she has like really good ideas, and she has a lot of friends that would want to come and join this whole thing. So I feel like it'll go well for the most part.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
another thing for the question you asked me. When you have a huge group, that's just more ideas. You just get more.
Right. And that feeling of support, that web that you build.
So it's not all on you.
Right, because there's pressure on that. We talked about that from people who go through mental health first aid training, that, boy, you feel like I have to take care of everybody out there in case something happens. And then when you realize there's been over 2 million people in this country that have been trained in mental health first aid, that there's really a web of people out there. And that's why I like that, what the Green Bandana Club does with those tying green bandanas on, so you can actually see. And now these shirts are kind of becoming the go-to, recognizing somebody who's with the Kindness Krew. Hey, these people kind of get it, and they're willing to help. I love that. So it's no secret that this last year, from a school standpoint, has been hard for a lot of people. Can each one of you tell me what your experience has been over this past year with how this change is going? I'm not sure what they've done in Hammond. If you're are you back to part-time in school at this point?
Yes. No, it's full on. We've been full on in person this whole time.
You have the whole time. Yeah. Now, have there been people who've chosen to, did they give them the option to stay home and things like that? So that really changes the dynamic of what's going on at school. Some of your friends maybe aren't there and things like that. What has it been like for each of you, for both your own mental health in going through this time where we don't know what might be coming next? And give me a tip from each of you of what you do to keep your mental wellness intact during times like that.
So I remember it was very, like, not as much anymore because I'm out doing more things and we're out able to do more things. But during that time where we were in lockdown, I just remember feeling so stressed and I just felt like I was going crazy. I couldn't go do anything. I just felt locked in.
So isolated
Yeah. Also, with all the online classes, you're not like with your teachers. You can't like ask them questions. Like, it's not like the same.
Yeah, more, like, and the stressful energy of being in a class with other people, which can be distracting at times. But I'm sure you're like, boy, I miss that feeling of being around other kids, whether you know them or not. How about for you, Peyton? What was it like? Has it been like?
Well, from like during the lockdown, I hung out with my sister most of the time because we didn't really want to be on our phones all that time. And then I would hang out with my friend, and we would do schoolwork together, but schoolwork was like really hard. So then it caused me to have like anxiety, and it made it really hard for me to focus. And it still affects me now. So.
And so how have you been able to move ahead with that? Just the fact that you recognize that what you were feeling and what you were dealing with was anxiety is huge. And that's a big step toward being able to, in recognizing it, knowing that, okay, maybe I need to make some changes or do something different. What are some of the things that you've done for your wellness?
I feel like my biggest thing is and I'm not perfect. Everybody knows that.
She stares right at her mom. I am not perfect.
I am not perfect with this, but I just really tried as hard as I could to stay as positive as I could, because, like Peyton said, there were good outcomes out of this because Peyton and I have a better relationship now. Again, not perfect.
and that they're sisters, just in case you weren't aware of that.
And but yeah, and a lot of things happened that just it just gave me there was a lot of good life lessons that I learned during this time. I just felt like And I also took a lot of days to just kind of do a face mask and kind of just relax.
Me too. I mean, how do I look? I didn't take it off for the longest time. It's a problem. How about you, Kaylin? What kind of things were you experiencing, and how did you kind of find a way to rise above that?
It was kind of hard because like both my siblings like aren't at home anymore, so I was just like kind of alone. But it's nice to like have somebody that you can like talk to, like FaceTime and stuff, so you don't like feel as alone.
Yeah, that makes a big difference, being able to connect in some way, right?
Yeah. That's what I like about social media and stuff like that, because you can connect with so many different people, but then there's also the negative that it's so easy to just type that one hurtful thing and send it to somebody.
That anonymity of, I might never have to see this person face to face, so I can say whatever I want, which can be hard, right? I think it's amazing what you have planned and the things you're trying to do. Before we go, ladies, I want to hear from each one of you. Give me an idea if you could. Okay, why don't we do that? We're gonna take a short break, and I'm gonna ask them this question and have them think about it on the break. I want you to think about because you've got an audience right now of 10 to 12 people probably, and if you could talk to the world right now, I want to hear from each of you what you would say that you'd love to see change as far as how people treat each other or the wellness part of it. So think about that. We're going to take a quick break, another little commercial, and we'll see you in a minute with the Kindness Krew.
You are amazing because you are a descendant of a strong people who will always be resilient and love and care about you.
You are strong, beautiful, powerful. You're super bad.
You are strong and resilient.
We are so lucky to have you. You matter.
You have purpose, and you are exactly what this world has been waiting for.
Represent who you are, where you come from, your family. It's all important.
You have all of the strength, the courage, the perseverance, and the love of your ancestors in your DNA.
Keep reflecting the light you see in the world.
You're inspiring, and you are leading the way to a more equitable world.
You know you can be what you want to be if you try to be.
Speak loudly, be bold.
Be you, share your light with much love.
Hey, we're back here on Seriously Metal. Seriously Metal with the Kindness Krew from St. Croix Middle School, St. Croix Central Middle School, and they're moving around on me. So it's like one of those, when the music stopped, they had to be in a chair. I do want to mention, before I get back to them, giving them another minute to think about this question, but website and Facebook page. Where are you on Facebook? What's the name of your Facebook location?
Kindness Krew. Yeah, it's Kindness Krew.
Do we have that, Gabriel? Can you lay that out for us?
If you couldn't tell, I'm not very techie. All the techie
neither.
stuff.
I thought, hey, look at that, Kindness Krew. rockandrobin.square.site. And that will get apparel. You can get your own Be Kind shirt, because I'm not giving this one up. And wear it with pride to show people, hey, sometimes all it is letting people know, yeah, come on, be kind, right? Sometimes it's that simple. So right at that site there, you can go get these shirts, just as we did. And you're on Facebook as the Kindness Krew, so we can follow along with what you guys have going on.
And there's a link on your page.
And there's a link on this page?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a link on this page to their Facebook page. So you can don't make me do all the work here, ladies. I'm going to become assistant vice secretary if I keep this up.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, let me ask this quick. Are there any young men who've joined the group?
Yes.
Aiden.
We have
Aiden Ballard.
Aiden
We need to
Barrett
like
and
insert
Connor
a picture
Day
of him.
and AJ.
That's great.
Oh, and AJ.
And AJ.
And
You know,
Connor.
It's awesome because, you know, men struggle just as much as ladies, and yet we don't talk about it. And when you can bring something like this that allows guys to feel comfortable being part of something like that, that knocks down so much of that stigma. So before we go back to that question, if you could stand up and talk to the entire world, much like you were doing on this TV show at this very moment, what would you ask of the world to make a positive change? What kind of thing would you want to see everybody make an attempt at? Caitlin. Or Caitlin, I'm sorry. I put that T in there. That's free. You can keep the T.
She doesn't know. I don't know.
So like, what do we want to see in this world? Like what?
Yeah. If everybody was listening to you and what you asked them to do differently to make this a better world, what would you tell them?
I feel like our problem right now is we're not listening to one another. Like that's the biggest thing I've just noticed. We're not listening to one another. Even if we don't believe what other people believe, if we don't believe, we need to listen to one another, because obviously when you're beating people's ideas down, when you're doing that kind of stuff and just making them feel bad for what they believe, that's obviously not going to make them want to come talk to you and open up when they're feeling like the things we were talking about today.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say? Oh, listen to each other. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what it was. Yes. I knew I got something there. Peyton, how about you? If you had the world's ear and they go, you know, whatever Peyton tells me, we're going to listen to that. What would you want the world to try and do differently?
You're overthinking.
Okay, smile. I like that.
Yeah.
Just smile a little more, maybe.
Make social media a safe place.
Oh, excellent. I really like that.
Because I don't feel safe on the internet because I've been bullied so many times. And I just feel like people probably have been bullied like worse on the internet. And I've just seen a lot of things of people saying, I can't do this anymore, and it's because of people on the internet.
Yeah.
So I feel like we just need people to stop hurting one another, and we need to like all be nice, because it's really hurting people, and people are taking their lives every day. Maybe it's because of people in person or because of the social media.
So make social media safe. That's powerful, especially in a time where we have to use certain social medias to even do school nowadays, to make that a different place.
That is a lot. I like school because I can like interact with people, but the hard part is everything's online now. Like even when we're in school, it's all on computers, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this.
If you're thinking of bullying my friends in the Kindness Krew, you got to go through me first, okay? Wait, let me take off my glasses. Go ahead. Go ahead. Excellent. This has been so cool. Not only to get to see you guys again, because I was really honored to have involvement with your group and see what you did. We did an event last year before COVID at a church in Wisconsin where they had a heck of a turnout, not just of students, but of parents and community members who wanted to find out what was going on and what they could do to make a change for people. And this is what you guys are bringing to it. I'm so proud to be affiliated with you guys, and I'm so glad to see you again, and I can't wait to continue to follow what you have going on. So thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
This is very fun and cool.
This is fun and cool, isn't it?
So fun.
Hey, let's take another commercial break really quick. We're going to come back with Pete McCauley fabulous musicians. Stick around. Woohoo!
No, it's bad.
We've been planning a hiking trip to Yosemite for the longest time, and last week she wasn't even excited to go.
She kept telling me how much she loved me and saying goodbye like I was never going to see her again.
She even started dressing differently, like she didn't care how she looked anymore. She even gave me some of her favorite clothes.
I knew something was different. She stopped turning in her assignments, and she started skipping class.
When I talked to my little girl, she just wasn't the same. It was like I didn't know who she was anymore.
The signs were there.
I didn't know the signs.
We didn't see the signs.
I will call someone.
We will find help.
I will ask the tough questions.
I will see the signs.
Everyone has a part to play in preventing suicide. For more information, or if you would like to speak to someone about yourself, a friend, or loved one, call Counseling and Psychological Services at 510-642-9494. For more information about counseling, health, and wellness services through the Tang Center, please visit the Tang website at uhs.berkeley.edu. You can help save a life. You can learn how to help someone overcome, endure, transform, and become greater than their suffering. Know the signs, ask the tough questions, and find help.
Hello again. We're back here at Seriously Mental, where we're having some fun with the Kindness Krew. And coming up in a minute, my good friend, musician, singer-songwriter Pete McCauley. I do want to draw your attention quickly to an event that's coming up in Anoka County in Andover, actually at the courtyards of Andover. This will be happening on Monday, March 8th. And this is a program called Change Your Blueprint, Change Your Life. And it's about recognizing the things that, we talk about this a lot here at the Heart and Mind Connection, the things that we do have control over. Not the things that are very out of control for us. It's focusing back in on what we can control. And it's an evening of speakers and entertainment, and there'll be tables with materials there from different organizations for you to get resources on how you can make some positive changes in your life. If you want to find out about it, this is being put on by the Waylon James Foundation and the people over at Courtyards of Andover. You can go to Eventbrite and just look up the event on March 8th, Change Your Blueprint, Change Your Life by the Waylon James Foundation. I'll be there, so I'm hoping you'll be there. Excellent. Coming up, oh, and you know what? We'll bounce a link to this on both our Facebook page and on our regular website at theheartandmindconnection.org. Now, with some further ado, I'd like to welcome singer-songwriter and good friend of ours, Pete McCauley.
So am I just going to get right into it then?
Jump in, sir.
Right. So when Chris asked me to come and be on the show, I was like, sure, come down. I figured we would play some songs together. But then I get here and he says, hey, do you remember that song that you wrote 157 years ago? Can you play that song? And I was like, well, so we're going to give it a try here. This is a song from like 750,000 years ago. That I wrote, actually, I want to say probably sometime in the late 90s. So it's called I Don't Understand Your Love. See if I can remember how it goes, right? There we go. All right, stand back now. All of a sudden, there is something in your eyes that sparks the very air about the room. Electricity, or a soul without a home, sprung onto the earth too soon. Possesses this you cannot sit, you shake and you stir. As quick as it has come to you, it's gone. Your energy is as real to me as anything that I've ever seen, and it gives me the will to carry on. And all those things you say drift on back into my memory at the end of every day. And all those things you say are the ties that bind me. I don't understand your love. I don't understand. I don't understand your love. I don't understand. Unexpected that you would accuse me of lying, but the problem is that I don't know for sure. I know one thing, you cannot condemn me for trying to ease your pain, although I found no cure. But you're making bets on these idle threats, but it still got me scared. You cannot mean exactly what you say. But won't you please consider me? Stop all of this ceaseless teasing. Maybe I should just be on my way. And all those things you say drift on back into my memory at the end of every day. And all those things you say are the ties that bind me. I don't understand your love. I don't understand. I don't understand your love. I don't understand. And it hasn't been that long, yes it has. And from this point of view, things seem so clear. Mislaid emotions found their way into a song, so they won't be forgotten in 750 years. Oh my God! Still wondering with God with what you say. But if that child me can still run free, then nothing can the matter be. Maybe I should just be on my way. And all those things you say drift on back into my memory at the end of every day. And all those things you say are the ties that bind me. I don't understand your love. I don't understand. I don't understand your love. I don't understand.
Pizza McCauley, people.
I had to write all those lyrics down and put them on a cheat sheet here.
They seem to come to you when needed. Oh,
Yeah,
what did I do here?
especially when the-
Oh, I
when the
moved
prompter's
something.
up.
Oh, for gosh sakes. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. I moved something here. Hey, Pete. Tell me what's been going on with you, man. You know, Pete and I, we go way back to, oh my gosh.
The late 90s.
Late 80s. Yeah, the late 80s when we actually played in a band. And this was
see, now
fun.
you're dating yourself, but
There
it was
were
the 90s. It
late
was not
90s,
the 80s.
yes. Late 80s, I was still in diapers, I think. I was 24, but I was wearing diapers at the time.
Your daughter. You were
We
trying
had
to- changing your daughter's diapers.
We had 3 guys named Chris and Pete in the band. So we were going to call ourselves Four Non-Johns, but that didn't work out that way.
It was going to be the CCCP, right? Chris, and Pete. Which, for all the oldsters out there, that's a funny joke.
Yeah, apparently Russia was using that at the time, so we couldn't do that. What else you got for us, Pete? You got some more rock and roll?
Well, I was kind of hoping you'd come over here and play some music with me.
Oh, there's no way I could do that. There's absolutely no way I could. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable. Okay, why don't I do that? All right. Hey, look at this. There just happens to be a bass guitar right here. It's a lefty even. Who knew? Let me make sure I fire this bad boy up here.
Where's your shaker?
Now, I haven't played bass in a long time.
20 minutes.
Now, shaker, I actually went to school to learn how to play this, music school. That was after Barber College.
It's the only instrument where having lots and lots of coffee before the set is better.
No. Hey, there's Gabriel making a rare appearance. And here's something I hadn't found out until like a week ago, that Gabriel and Pete used to work together like 15 years ago. I was like, this is when I had hair. When you had hair. Oh, so it was longer ago than that. Okay. Let's play something maybe people know.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see how long this stays on.
Yeah, because we are not making any money on this show. This is a non-profit organization doing just a free having fun. So. You do it? Mama Pajama rolled out of bed and she ran into the police station.
When Papa found out, he began to shout and he started the investigation. It's against the law. It was against the law. What your mama saw, yeah, it was against the law. Now Mama looked down and spit on the ground every time the name gets mentioned. Papa said, oh, you forget that boy, I'm gonna stick him in the house of detention. Well, I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way. Taking my time, but I don't know when. You ride a rose, yeah. Queen of Corona, yeah. Singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Whoa, in a couple of days they're gonna take me away from the press that the story leaked. And when the radical priests come to get me a release, we was all on the cover of Newsweek. But I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way. I'm taking my time, but I don't know when. By the rose, yeah. Queen of Corona, yeah. Singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Who knew how timely the song was? Singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Ay, 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 bang, bang! Woo!
The old McCauley and Shaw pose. Woo! I know we've gone over a little bit, but we've talked to the people at the network, and they're going to hold off on that marathon episode of Friends.
This is the after show party.
That's right, you are here a part of it. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Pete McCauley. We're going to try another song we used to play that people seem to love.
This one's dedicated to all our wives and girlfriends. May they never meet. She was an American girl, raised on promises. She couldn't help thinking that there was a little more to life with someone else. After all, it was a great big world, lots of places to run to. But if she had to die, trying she one more promise he was gonna keep. Oh yeah, alright, take it easy, baby. Make it last all night. She was an American girl. Well, it was kinda cold that night. She sat alone on a balcony. She could hear the cars rolling by out on 441, like waves crashing on the beach. And for one desperate moment there, she crept back in her memory. Man, it's so painful, something that's so close, still so far out of reach. Oh yeah, alright, take it easy, baby. Make it last all night. She was an American girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for volunteer at Seriously Mental. Pete McCauley, ladies and gentlemen. The Kindness Krew. Give it up for them. We are so glad that you stopped out tonight. Please come back for another episode next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And in the meantime, be kind to each other. Good night. Woo.
See, now you gotta put on the back of the shirt, you gotta put just the small letters, rewind.
Yeah. Be kind, rewind.